and welcome to my channel. All we have here is a Holtzman's Gorilla Survival Knife. Now, they make them in different sizes. It's got a very strong retention on the Kydex sheath. When I first got it, see, it comes in this box. I wish this thing would stop bouncing. If you don't bump it, it won't bounce. Pretty decent, box here. Not just, like a little thin piece of cardboard or something. Kind of snazzy. And then they give you a little thank you note, They tell you not to eat this, which is really tempting, They tell me not to do something. You can get a free gift, but Holtzman Survival Gear. Alright, so it comes with the knife, and then the Kydex sheath, the ferro rod separately. And then this guy has a little, looks like a number 2 Phillips head, and then a little hex head over here. So that's what it comes in, right? So when I got it, I take it out of the wrapper, because I want to test it, before I, not an extensive test, but just do a little test on it. All right, so this is for adjusting a ferro rod thing, if you want. But, there we go. Because it's, size for this, it's not a number 1 head, so you got to get it right in there. Get in there. This comes already attached. Or did it? I don't remember. I think it was already there. Attached to that side. Like I said, the ferro rod is loose. And this ferro rod ain't gonna go anywhere. Now when you start striking it, it'll get thinner. It'll be easier to push. But for right now, if you were to try to seat that thing all the way down there, you'd need another tool to pull this ferro rod out. I mean, it's got that tight of friction on it. So, like I said, it can normally go all the way down there, but it ain't going nowhere with that. But when I first got it, I put it, in this Kydex sheath, like this, and I went like that. See what I did? And I go, wow, this is kind of loose. It's one of those senior moments, one of those, duh. I've been having more of those. But anyways, I carry it like that, and I go, I don't know, is that, I guess it ain't gonna come out, if you're running and everything, but it's really weak. Well, I even went to the point of looking at the knife, putting it up there, and saying, wow, man, they left some room down here. They didn't mold this very well. I just hadn't pushed it all the way in. It's just got a very positive retention on it. Once you get it in there, now, the only disadvantage I see to this is that your finger's really going to land right in here, right? So, to grip it normally like you'd use it, you have to get your hand back here, remember, because you got a blade coming out. And then you really pull on it, and then you got to shift your grip. Once you do, now, this ain't necessarily going to be a super fast knife or anything, but once you do, this contoured G10 molded handle, oh man, it's perfect. Other knives can really learn from this, and it just falls right into your hand. I can get a 4-finger grip on it. There's no jimping on top. It's not a scanty grind. It's got another little 25-degree bevel right here. It's D2 steel. Got a little gorilla right there. It's not a monkey, it's a gorilla. They get offended about that. Like I said, once you get past that, because see, it had some retention. It's very strong. It's got a nice paracord neck lanyard. I've been wearing it. The knife itself is only like 4 ounces. I'll have to, look at the pictures I took and everything. But it's not that much more with the sheath around it. Now you may think, this is kind of heavy. I know knives that are smaller than that, or way less. I was thinking about that Rough Rider one I've got somewhere. The Stoneworks one that's got a little keychain, the beads on it and everything. Well, yeah, that's like a little 3-finger knife, It's basically like one of these. They're all right, but it's 3 fingers. This guy you can get a full 4 fingers on. Let's compare, So already this thing's long. It's got a 2.75-inch blade, and I think it's like 3.5-inch. It's pretty neat. It's got some stuff on it because I've been shaving fat wood with it. 2 5/8 is what they say, but it's 2 3/4 if you go all the way back to the tang, I guess. But the handle itself is 3 1/4 or 85 millipedes. Millipedes. But it feels really good in the hand. Like I said, you could add a lanyard to it if one had such a desire. All right, stay back here. All right, so we'll do a little carving with it. Now, since Toby has got me so much into Scandi knives. Now, I had Scandi grind knives before, like the Mora Companion. And I really liked the way it processed wood. But I didn't really, think about it that much until, like I said, Toby started sending me more and more Scandi knives, and I started using them. I really prefer, so you can get real small curls with this guy if you want. And all I did was touch the blade up a little bit from when I got it. There wasn't anything super wrong. You see, I just ran it through the crocks to get that angle just right. Now what I did, the Lansky system has a 20 and a 25 degree angle on it. And I was going to do 25, but what I do is I set the angles up, and then I set the bevel on the knife, and I look at it. And if it matches, with the knife being up like that, if it matches that angle, then that's the one that the factory set on it. And on the 20-degree angle, it was laid too much up, so I would have basically had to sharpen this whole edge down here to lay it down to get it to 20-degree angle. But it was on the 25, it lined up perfectly. So all I really wanted to do was just touch it up, and that's what I did. I left it at 25. All right, let's focus back here. I'm going to show you a little bit of shaving with fat wood. But it fits real well in the hand. Like I said, I prefer one that doesn't have jimping. We're going to compare it to the Joker, which is similar, the Joker Hedgehog. We'll compare it to that one. All right, so it's got Kydex, which, has the advantage of it is not affected by the elements near as much as like leather is. And what else can we say about Kydex? It form fits it. It's usually a very secure fit. Now, the disadvantages are, it's usually noisy. If you pull a knife, this may or may not make any difference to you, but if you pull a knife out or put a knife in, that's a lot of noise in some situations. If everything's real quiet, that sound, that's loud. And then for you to pull it out, that's a lot of noise too. With the leather sheath, if you quietly have already gotten your snap released, pulling it out can be pretty much silent, virtually silent. So this is another one with full handle. Now, this one's okay, the handle's okay, but this one is much better ergonomically. They don't sit there and try to predict every finger you've got, but everybody's got at least one finger that they're going to put up there. So if you've got a choil that, sorry, my fingernail's all dirty there. If you've got a choil that's there already, it helps, it just molds it into your hand. And see, this one's contoured all right, but this one's contoured much better. They lay it further back. It's just one of those things that you would look at them and say, oh, those two are basically identical knives. No, there's some big differences, you know. There are some big differences, and the only way you can tell sometimes is by feel. What is this guy in? I don't remember. Oh, he's in Bowler in 695. And this one's in D2. Now, so far, just cutting fat wood. Let me put this guy back up here. I like the hedgehog too, and I like leather. I mean, I'll put up with having to maintain it and everything else. I like leather. Kydex is okay. This one comes with not only a ferro rod, but a little diamond stone sharpening rod, you know, that you can touch your edges up. I didn't use that to get that. Anyways, yeah, you can sit here and you've got enough control. You can use like 2 fingers to help you. And you get little curls, you know, or you just carve the whole side up there. Once you find the edge, that's what I like about a Scandi is, all right, this is your bevel. It's flat. You know, it's like a 0. And when you come up, you know what you're going to do. With this one, you've got 2 bevels, like a normal knife, you know. But once you find it, it works out pretty well. And that curve works real well when you're going like that, you know, to get a whole slice all the way to the tip. So yeah, it's just a little small knife, but it comes in handy. It's full tang. And this thing's only $30 for this whole, you know, setup here, which I think is a pretty decent price. Paracord, neck lanyard here. And you may think, you know, like, this thing, that one's kind of heavy or everything. Well, if you're wearing it, you know, over a jacket or whatever, you put it around the collar, you really don't even feel it. And, you know, I've worn it. I fell asleep in a chair with it, and I didn't even remember I had it on until I got up and started walking. And then it was only because it bounced around, it moved. I usually don't like to wear neck knives too often, but I wore this one also, and then this one I had to adjust to the length, you know, to where I wanted it to land. This one came already pretty much a decent length, maybe slightly long, but yeah, I like this one. It's good. Like I said, molded G10's got a little bling even on the ferro rod. I'd put a colorful lanyard on this. Now, yeah, it's going to be hanging from your neck and everything, but this is not so much as a tactical thing, but more as a find it type of thing. It's like I've added one on this one right here, because red's going to help it stand out, but yellow's going to make it, you know, like neon yellow. It's going to really make it stand out. And with this, you know, it gives you not only something to pull by, but something your extra fingers, you know, your last finger can hold on to, just to keep it from slipping, you know, completely out if you're worried about that. But it gives you a little extra length, you know. So yeah, that's just a normal little paracord. There was no tube in there. So the first time I got my pipe doctor knife out and I was poking it through, and I realized, man, just cut another one of these and singe it a little bit less and it'll slide through. But yeah, they use tubes on everything else. Most people I know don't use a lanyard, but on a little knife, like I said, it can help you find it if you drop it, and it'll give you a little extra extension. And if you're worried, because this one's got a very good deep carry, if you want to conceal, you just lay it down like that. You leave it in your pocket like this, and there's nothing, not even the lanyard is showing. I like that little seb the Boker sub. Alright, so there you go. That's my initial impressions of this knife. I don't think you go wrong with it. It's a decent little knife there. Kydex retention you can change, with the heat gun and stuff. Make it more or less. And if you don't want to put this here, you can, I don't know where else you would mount it. Maybe up here and face it down. I don't know. But this is a little shock cord. And this is paracord. And like I said, it does a pretty good job of whittling. Must we try out the ferro rod? Everybody's seen a ferro rod. Everybody knows what a ferro rod is. But let's just do a little tiny. Hope it doesn't set off the smoke detector fire right here. If we can get those to ignite. We'll scrape some more out. Can't resist the chance to fire. I'm not a pyromaniac. I can control it. It's just I really like fire. There we go. We get some little curls there. This thing can get some real small curls if you want. I mean, get tiny curls. And if you want shavings, you usually use the back of the spine feels, it feels like it's going to have a problem sparking the ferro rod off this. It really does. Because this spine doesn't feel super sharp. It feels like they beveled it, contoured it to, they did 90 degrees. See, somebody touched up the edge there just to make it look better. We don't care about looks. We care about performance. All right. This is just a little tiny one. We got a big stick there. A little twig. Some more. All right. Let's see if we can spark this guy. Scrape some of the stuff off. I don't know why I'm doing this. We've all seen what a ferro rod can do. We've all seen what a mess I can make. No, it ain't. It ain't sparking for crap. Now, you could probably use this, but you'll clog your, maybe you'll clog your diamond thing. We'll see. Whoa, listen to that. One little tiny spark. Pow! There went your crap. All right, so you're going to have cold soup tonight, and your tea is going to be cold brew. And there's no fire either, sorry. Yeah, if you relied on that, I'd be grabbing this. Trying that. I wonder if that would work. I need to practice more of my ferro rods anyway, but no, it's coated, and there's like oil on it. Now in an emergency, you could use the blade. I wonder if you could use down here. I don't want to do that. It doesn't have a sharpening choil on this one either. All right, we've made enough of a mess. You made a fool of yourself. I probably should have tried to spark it in this little tin, which would give me more distance to go down there. But like I said, this thing's not sparking for crap. That's what you do if you put. Now all this takes is I'm just gonna have to take a file, and either run it up this side or run it over here. Check this guy. Now I know this guy's got a sharp spine on him. Let's check this. Oh yeah. Fire. The hedgehog wins. Let's try up here with the non-serrated stuff. Whoa. Wow. Whoa. All right, stop it. I can't. I'm not a pyro. All right, put this up. Freak. Leave that alone. We don't need to start a fire. We know we could with that knife. With this one, I don't know, I get frustrated. And that's kind of frustrating. Now, maybe it's me. Maybe I need more practice. If I get better with it, I'll let you know. But with the current combination right there, yeah, see, it slides in a little bit better. Yeah, the current combination we got right there, the ferro rod portion of it is, you're going to have something, find something else to scrape it with. Are we zoomed in or what? Or what? No, we weren't zoomed in. All right, so yeah, there you go. Pretty cool little knife, pretty cool little box and everything. I like this combi tool thing, even though for me, personally, I think a 1-point Phillips head would work, but it fits perfectly with the screw that they supply you with, so I can't fault them for that. There's no ding on that. And what you would use that for, this is like a Torx head here on the handle, so I don't know what that other end is for. Nothing on the knife. See this guy. He's a tiny Torx. I haven't measured it yet, but it's pretty small. Got 2 of them. Lanyard hole. You can see the little liner, little red spacers. And there's your gorilla looking at you. Yeah, I like it. Right. We've talked long enough here. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Oh, and thank you, Toby and family, for sending this one. It's really a great little knife.